Let's begin today's Vanguard news with a reminder that BHeroes is foremost a talent agency and the Vanguard property is one of their means to promote them. In this case, Yukinishio, who does the voice of Yuki from Dear Days and now from The Vines, will have special promo cards for 3 of BHeroes card games in her latest CD album. Meanwhile, all we get here in the Philippines are K-pop idol group cards sealed in certain snacks which are hoarded and sold at 10 times the original value. It's time for the obligatory premium format promo cards. This time it's the V-Guards for Angel Feather and Darker Regulars. Winged Sword Scissors Hammery, while in your hand, can be discarded as a heal trigger for the cost of calling a G-Guard. And when she's put to the Guardian Circle from hand, you can remove a heal trigger from your hand or drop zone to give herself 5k shields for each face-up card in your damage zone. Then you can pay 1 counter blast if you have equal or more damage than your opponent to give your Vanguard 5k power for that turn. Depending on how much you toolbox your damage, she can become a 30k shield alone. On a side note, I wish this artwork was used for a Reziel or Thegria support in standard instead. Malevolent Flammable, while in your hand, can be discarded as a heal trigger for the cost of calling a G-Guard. And when he's put to the Guardian Circle from hand, you can remove a heal trigger from your hand or drop zone if your soul has 6 or more cards to give himself 20k shields. Then you can pay 1 counter blast if your soul has 10 or more cards to give your Vanguard 5k power for that turn. I don't know why, but I feel like Darker Regulars don't deserve to get an easy 25k shield unit. It must be the Gastil Demonus PTSD in me that's talking. The Vanguard Divines anime actually showed a good filler episode last week by showing off new support cards for BHeroes and Vaga and EZBT02 instead of filling the episode with random bullshit that has nothing to do with the product they are promoting. I'm looking at you episode 5 and 15 of Overdress. Galactic BHero Able Mattis while on rear guard gets 5k power if your order zone has 2 or more bases. And while on rear guard, you can pay 3 energy blast when he attacks a Vanguard to stand any number of base cards in your order zone, then soul charge 1 card for each one you stood. BHeroes sure is underselling BHeroes by making this a common. This gives them up to 4 extra shields every turn. Let us hope that they don't get away to put a sentinel back to their base from their drop zone. Galactic BHeroes Sender Ferris while on rear guard gets 5k power if your order zone has 2 or more bases. And once per turn while on rear guard, you can pay 3 energy blast and resting a base card in your order zone if you have a BHero Vanguard to call up to 1 scouted card with a grade less or equal to your Vanguard. On top of managing your counter blast, soul, and scouted cards, the deck now must also manage using energy to function efficiently. You manage more stuff than Wellst remains, and they are supposed to be the corporation archetype. Stealth Fiend Bedroll Crow, when retired from rear guard by your grade 3 or higher Vaga Vanguard's ability, makes you retire an opponent's rear guard. BHeroes is really trying to avoid giving Shiranui indirect support when all they have to do is to choice restrict the grade to Shoujo Doji from being in their right deck. Finally, Battle Monk of Raging Flames Rokusei, when placed on rear guard, prevents your opponent from intercepting this turn if you have a grade 3 or higher Vaga Vanguard. And while on rear guard, you can retire himself when any player's unit is retired from the front row in the same column as this unit during your turn, while you have a grade 3 or higher Vaga Vanguard to draw a card. If Able Mattis is underselling BHeroes earlier, this card is overselling Vaga. This in my opinion didn't deserve to be a triple rare. This seems more like a way to capitalize on Vaga's popularity because it's Now's deck than being Vaga actually being good. And that concludes this Vanguard news without the bullshit. Special thanks to my Patreon members for continuing to support my content creation. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments if BHeroes becomes tier 0 when EZBT02 releases.